Good evening. I'm Nemani Jalembetiki of the Fiji Sun. Welcome to Fiji's first TV editorial show. In my say tonight, I will be speaking on the good, the bad and the ugly in 2000. This past week, the Fiji Sun has been publishing untold stories from the 2000 political turmoil. The good was the act of courage and compassion by Ngusivalu village Turani Koro, Timothy Dakamoivi, and his fellow villagers in protecting Indo-Fijians fleeing from a rampaging mob of Itaukei men. The mob supported the George Speight coup, which deposed then Prime Minister Mahendra Chaudhry in the name of political supremacy for the Itaukei. The Ngusivalu villagers represented many Itaukei who did not support the violence and terrorizing of innocent Indo-Fijians who became victims of a failed coup. They went against the tide of extreme nationalism by fellow Itaukei and risked being attacked themselves. The bad was the involvement of some prominent people, including some chiefs and business people, in the political unrest. The propaganda that spread through parts of Itilevu and Vunoilevu swept gullible Itaukei to a movement that promised them all the solutions to their economic problems. That if the Itaukei attained political supremacy, it would translate into economic benefits. The ugly was the outbreak of violence that targeted Indo-Fijians. Homes were looted and burned, occupants were attacked, farms were raided, and women were raped. The use of religion to justify these atrocities was beyond comprehension. Racism reared its ugly head in all its manifestations. Some of the victims are still feeling the trauma of their 2000 experience. Those who were able to flee left for overseas. Many stayed with a fervent wish for a more peaceful Fiji where they can live without fear. The events of 2000 reinforced the lessons that should have been learned from the 1987 coups. The biggest lesson is that there is no place for racism and religious bigotry in Fiji. If we want lasting peace, then we need to promote racial and religious tolerance. That is why the 2013 Constitution is the document of our time. It addresses all the concerns we have, particularly the causes of the political turmoil since 1987. Racial profiling must stop. We cannot continue to be looking at issues from a racial perspective. It used to be the practice in the past. We need to change that mindset. The 2000 events did not happen spontaneously. They had gradually been built up over time by the various public utterances that were divisive and created racial tension and animosity. They just needed a trigger to explode. The Speight coup provided that trigger. It's abundantly clear that racist comments in Parliament and other forums had sowed the seeds of racial discord. The equality provisions of the Constitution, the equal citizenry, common identity, and the secular state give us a platform to build a new Fiji that stands for peace, tolerance, and harmony and unity. Politicians must stop appealing to the base instincts of people. In as far as the Itaukei are concerned, the claim that they would lose their land and rights under the Constitution is false and simply preposterous. Some politicians are using the abolition of the Great Council of Chiefs and the scrapping of the Itaukei Affairs Scholarship Program as the basis of their attack on the Constitution and government policies. They argue that these are legitimate indigenous issues and should be treated separately. They give the impression that this is a deliberate attempt to weaken Itaukei rights and institutions. Despite the removal of the GCC, the chiefly institutions are being strengthened through the Ministry of Itaukei Affairs initiatives via the villages, the tikinas, and the provinces. The provincial councils are in a better position to articulate Itaukei issues because of their close connection to the ordinary Itaukei. This is evident that the protest over Itaukei matters is coming from only a few politicians who have lost touch with the ordinary Itaukei. In fact, the Constitution explicitly protects the customary rights and the land ownership of the Itaukei. No other race has a separate ministry as the Itaukei, and that has been strengthened. They still own most of the land in Fiji and have not lost an inch of it. Preferential treatment, as some are advocating, will not be good for the Itoke in the long term. They need to learn to compete on a level playing field. It's an insult to the Itoke intelligence to say they cannot compete. Many have succeeded in the past without the special treatment. It will benefit the Itoke considerably in the long run if they run in their own steam. They will learn to be independent and be self-reliant and eliminate the mentality that led to the 2000 political turmoil. This is Neman Intelimbetike of the Fiji Sun. That was my say tonight. For more of my views, you can read the Fiji Sun. See you next week.